Hello, man. I'm going to be talking to you about my topic entitled The Influence of Religious Beliefs on Science Achievement, Motivation, and the Pursuit of STEM Careers, with an examination of the teacher effects from varying backgrounds on student learning trends. Since the publication of Darwin's seminal work, The Origin of Species, in 1859, it has yet to hasten the stir it has caused in the educational community, particularly amongst those who have deeply held religious beliefs and are in the scientific disciplines. This perceived conflict in science and religion in education has attracted much attention, where its drama is played out in stories such as the one Jerome Lawrence and Robert Edwin Lee wrote of in Inherit the Wind, depicting the real-life saga of the so-called Scopes monkey trial. The Scopes trial, formerly known as the State of Tennessee versus Scopes and informally known as the Scopes monkey trial, was a landmark American legal case in 1925 in which high school biology teacher John Scopes was accused of violating the Tennessee Butler Act, which made it unlawful to teach evolution. Scopes was found guilty, but the verdict was overturned on a technicality, and he was never brought back to trial. The trial drew immense national publicity as national reporters flocked to the small town of Dayton to cover the big-name lawyers representing each side. So on one end, you had William Jennings Bryan, who was a three-time presidential candidate for the Democrats, who argued for the prosecution, while Clarence Darrow, the famed defense attorney, spoke for Scopes. The trial saw modernists who said religion was consistent with evolution against fundamentalists who said the Word of God was revealed in the Bible and had trumped all human knowledge. The trial was thus both a theological contest and a trial on the veracity of modern science regarding the creation-evolution controversy. Because of these issues, educators must continue to take stock of what has traversed since Darwin's 1859 publication, and educators need to be aware of the difficulties in teaching evolution amongst religiously and maybe even non-religiously inclined students and its relevance to future approaches in pedagogy. What's interesting is that most in the educational community, science educators included, do not even know how students who enter biology classes believing in creationism will fare. In other words, most teachers pay very little attention to the predisposed belief sets that students enter into their classrooms with. The research problem is that these students who hold religious beliefs, especially about the concept of evolution, tend to achieve lower in science courses and pursue the STEM careers to a lesser extent than their peers who harbor not such resistances to evolutionary ideas. Let's look at some previous studies addressing the issue. Despite this overarching research dilemma and the fact that evolution challenges several religious, ethical, and even scientific beliefs, according to Mayer, and in addition to the knowledge of this overlap of beliefs is carried into the classroom because all the members of the learning community, students and teachers combined, are influenced by their cultures and societies, serving a roadblock effective pedagogy, there's still much research to be done in the field. Some of the prior studies have examined the following questions in classrooms. First, how does a biology course affect students' beliefs about evolution? Next, how do student beliefs affect their performance in biology? Third, how do students believing in creationism differ from students in motivation, anxiety, and learning strategies? And finally, what are the various teacher effects on student learning and the effects of their beliefs on pedagogy from a collegiate and public school standpoint? So those are the questions that past research has examined. Despite this, there seems to be a variety of gaps in the current literature about how best to address the issue. Most strikingly is the lack of qualitative or mixed method research studies in the interaction of beliefs and science learning in students by teachers of various backgrounds, particularly those that differ in their beliefs and prior training, according to Cabal and McCall, especially in the private school arena. There's also a need for more longitudinal studies which seek to uncover a link between beliefs held and learning at both the level of the teacher delivering the content and the students receiving it. There's also research lacking in the area of the effect of epistemological beliefs in accepting the theory of evolution, according to Fish and Lucas. And finally, there is still much work to be done in the area of the dissociation of knowledge and the acceptance of evolution and what this relationship is in the context of biological evolution, according to Sinatra. The importance of the study. Much can be revealed from the further study in this field regarding the influence of religious beliefs on the learning of scientific concepts and the pursuit of STEM careers. What this research might reveal are useful strategies and methods to promote interest in learning in science and to be more consciously aware of some of the conceptual roadblocks religious students may encounter inhibiting their success and pursuit in science disciplines. Finally, this leads to the purpose of the research, which is to provide suggestions and approaches intended to improve the learning of scientific concepts as well as to encourage the pursuit of science, technology, and math careers irrespective of the acceptance of Darwinian theory. Thank you, and that is all. Now, directly below this presentation is an area on the website where you can leave comments or suggestions regarding this discussion. I will look over your comments and take those into consideration when I revise my final work. Thank you.